Welcome back to the Foolish Commander, and yes, I'm finally back after my hiatus. But you guys see the 60 days hiatus, you know? It was funny, it was fun. I swear it's funny, okay? Like, I took a big break, then I say on April Fools, I'm quitting after my hiatus. It's like all planned out. It's not because I was lazy. I am the most hardworking person right here in this room. Okay, so yes. Anyways, that's enough of that. Let's talk about Shogi Harbour Xiangqi League. Today we'll be going through the games, and right now we are in the group stage. So there's two stages. There's 18 participants, two group stages. 9 participants on each group. There's a red group and a black group. And each group will go into round robin, so where every player will play against each other at least once. After that, after those group stages, we take the top few and then put them into what's the word called? Semi-finals? What's the word? Single elimination games. So I'll be that's what happened last year, and I got second. I live streamed the finals game and I lost. Yes, so that's embarrassing. But this year, hopefully I can win. Hopefully. I'm not confident. Anyways, with that out of the way, now we are in round 1 and now we are in round 2. I'll be going through round 1's game, and this video will be much more longer than the previous one, because instead of the 5 games that we had last year, it's now 8 games. Yep, 8 more games of torture. So join me as we talk about the games, and now let us talk about the new changes. I received some feedback that the graphical Xiangqi isn't nice. It is confusing, and Xiangqi has values that should have been imported by people learning the characters themselves. I'm not too sure. Okay, I'm not too sure. But if this is the general consensus, I will play in Chinese, and we'll have the translation right below down here, so that you guys can still, for those that are not very good in Chinese, or I get a little bit lost in the Hanzi, you can just translate the pieces down in their English words. Alright, anything else? If not, we shall begin. So round 1, we have a simple c2 equals 5. It is a demure player. It is a basic, vanilla, so sweet. And black has to do one job: defend this undefended pawn. But black has other plans. Black knows better. Black plays c2 equals 6. c2 equals 6. Not defending it, because the center pawn that is undefended is apparently worthless. Even though, after he takes this will be a hitless Headhunter Cannon, 空头炮, and this is going to be very powerful. But black knows better than me. After all, this is his life. But red decides, no, I will not take the undefended pawn. I will play h2 plus 3. I will develop my knight up. And black, seeing the knight, gets threatened and plays p7 plus 1. Defending the pawn? I don't know what you're talking about. Okay? Stop. Don't think about defending that pawn. That pawn doesn't deserve to be defended, and black knows that. r1 equals 2 to attack it, because, man, I don't know. They just don't see this pawn. Like, this pawn just doesn't exist, man. r1 equals 2, attacking the cannon. Why not take the pawn? I don't know. The knight is now up to defend the cannons. And ignoring this pawn. a6 plus 5. For no apparent reason. And black has one job, is to defend the center pawn. One job. That's too hard to do, because r1 plus 1 to... I don't know. I actually don't know what's his plan. It's like, there's one piece hanging and he chooses not to defend it. There's h8 plus 7 as well. Because red also can't see the pawn. I don't... Guys. Okay? I don't want to be mean. But what the fuck? There's a pawn hanging. Can we take that pawn? Or is that like not possible? No, it is possible, because guess what? After h8 plus 7, and after black choosing not to defend the pawn again, red takes it! Why do you take 5 moves to do this? What's this a 5 move even? Huh? Can we just take the pawn instead of... It's fine. You know, I went to China, like during this past few weeks, and then I went to there's a fortune telling place, and then the fortune teller specifically said my wrinkles are too deep. I look older than my 52-year-old father, and now and my life will be full of suffering. I can see why. This is suffering. This... Calm down. Red decides to attack the cannon. Okay. Black decides to attack the cannon, sorry. This is fine. I mean, the main problem is this cannon, right? I would have much prefer you to do this and getting the cannon back. So it would just be a trade of pieces. But this is not too bad, I guess. Red is at a very high advantage right now. So you can see here, Red is supposed to defend this. Why? Because there's only 3 ways to defend it, honestly. Back down, rook to the side, or cannon to the side. And he played cannon to the side, which is the worst one because... Okay, no, I think cannon down is the worst one. Because now chariot will go down here attacking the knight. You try to push the knight down, he will just take the other knight like this. Oh, actually this is kind of messed up as well. Yeah, once you take this, then you also have to take, he gets to take it back, why not? But the main problem with this is, the main problem is the central cannon. Yeah, but, black would never get rid of the cannon, by the way. Like this central cannon, this headhunter cannon would be there. Red chooses not to defend the knight and instead tries to go for the kill. His plan is basically trying to go back down and then going for the double cannon strike. The problem is, well, black just plays something like this, and that's a fork of cannons. If let's say cannon tries to go down like this, black takes back the cannon and now he strikes down. Super easy. So this is a bit too hasty. The other one would be something like this. But if he defends it like this, right, you can take the knight for free. Actually no, I will just take it first. Personally, I will take this, then I put the cannon like this, and now red's chariot is under attack. So I'm pretty sure you will just go something like this down. Something like, okay. Let me try to explain the thought process. Here, right, the problem is the central cannon. We have to get rid of the central cannon. Why? Because it's a headhunter cannon staring down at your face. We don't want that. So we don't take, okay, we have to defend this spot first. Because this guy is very dangerous. So my idea is something like, other than chariot going down here because you're attacking the knight, we'll be trying to put the knight up here. If he tries to defend this, you can take it back, take here, cannon advisor going up or something like that just to defend it. And now the central cannon is gone. The threat is now gone. And now red has to respond by trading off the chariots. So something like this, and this makes it very... Oh well, we don't have a massive disadvantage now. Okay, a massive disadvantage now here. Of course, this is other than pushing the chariot back. Pushing the chariot back is obviously the best move here. By right. Okay, R2 equals 3. Now this is very dicey for black. Black decides to take it, and when the headhunter cannon is staring down at you, you need to be very cautious of double cannons. So here, right, red decides to play the c5-2, trying to go for the double cannon checkmate. And now black is in a very he's in a very big trouble. Because if he moves his general up, his chariot will now try to climb up and attack him here. Something like this. Something like this. Then you check him, and then it gets in a very vulnerable spot. Very vulnerable spot indeed. So even stuff like, I don't know. If let's say I push my chariot here, I push my chariot here, something like that, you will lose. Something like, let's say cannon here, cannon here. Now all you have to do is change the chariot to come here, and you win. This is a very dangerous setup for black if he actually does take it. He needs to get rid of the central threat to begin with. Well, black doesn't see that. Black sees opportunities, such as pinning the cannon to the chariot. But who needs a pin when you go for the kill? Yeah, double cannon checkmate. So what do we learn here in this short 10 move game? 1. Free piece must take. 2. Defend your central pawn. This is a very, very important lesson. Defend it. If you don't, well, guess you lose. Okay, that's all. That's all. Okay, whatever. Next one. Next game. Now this is my game actually. Okay, so I'll let you guess who I played. Actually, no, I'm not going to let you guess. This is stupid because I know the red doesn't play like me. This game, there's a central cannon, and instead of defending the center pawn like this, I played c8 equals 5. Same direction cannon. Now, same direction cannon has a bit of toxin. It's out of the 3 ways to defend it. You have your knight, you have your sandwich cannon, you have your elephant, but pushing the elephant up is it's not as bad as just not defending your pawn because there's something here. So as compared to the other one, when you push your elephant up and he takes it, now there's something in between the pieces instead of just a headhunter cannon. But out of all of it, a cannon in the middle signifies a very dangerous game. It is very aggressive in nature itself. Alright, now red decides to play h2 plus 3, h8 plus 7. This is all very standard. h8 plus 7 for the... h8 plus 7 is a bit wrong. Just slightly wrong. Usually by the third move, a very good principle is, unless you know what you're doing, unless you know why you want to do it, you move your third move as, if you're central cannon, you move your third move as your rook. So it's cannon, knight, rook. That's it. How the main line goes is the rook will come up here, and black rook will have to come up here. Now there's a slight advantage towards red. This is because same direction cannon is built on offense. And when central cannon itself has a first move advantage, the same direction cannon is always going to be slower by 1 move. And because of its lack of speed, engines do like to give it just a tiny edge, just a little bit up. It's not losing for red or for black right now, but it is, how do I say this? If black is not, if red just, if you do not play aggressively and you trade off all your pieces away, red will have the advantage naturally, because in terms of aggression, red will have more aggression than black. Cause 1 move advantage, first move advantage. Then by right, the main line goes something like this into this into this. It's a slobbering mess. Something like this. You have to move away, then you have to defend a bit and whatnot. I got trashed in same direction cannon last year, so that's why I'm trying to pick it up. But I'm not very good at this. I'll be honest. R9 goes 8 gives me the free foul, and now red cannot fight for me in that sense, because first move advantage. R1 plus 1 is the natural move. P7 plus 1 because I want to develop my knight. Very natural. R1 equals 4 to stifle my knight's development. And h2 plus 3. h2 plus 3 probably isn't the best. I mean, he would just play something like, what, p7 plus 1, yeah? Trying to stifle my knight's development. But here, because of the aggression of the chariot and whatnot, Engine prefers, as you can see the direction, a visor. And a visor move just to stabilize the center and the side. There's also this move that may occur if I try to move my cannon away. By pushing the knight up, this move is now viable. Of course, he will never play this. Because if he plays... actually, he might. If you go and play this, right? This is a might player. You take the cannon, then you try to push it back, and you take it back. Of course, you're up a chariot and whatnot, but in terms of pieces... Okay, no, the knight is kind of useless here. You're up a cannon knight, and your knight will die because it's too deep in. Yeah, that's not the best play. But assuming that, let's say my cannon goes somewhere like here or something like this, the chariot will now get a very nice attack on the knight. Because the knight can only go up here, it gets very awkward because it's blocking the chariot. Okay, p7 plus 1. This is a very standard move because you want to stifle my knight's development. He doesn't want me to get 双头蛇 or double snake eyes. Okay, I push the chariot here. This is a common attacking pattern in Xiangqi. Is that you attack either here on his pawn line or you attack over here. Now, the only time that you cannot consider this r8 plus 5 is when the elephant is up. Because when the elephant is up, it immediately defends these two spots. And when it pushes up the pawn, the knight defends this spot as well. So those are the two times where you don't really want to attack on this file. p5 plus 1 is a mistake. I was thinking they will play here, and then I'll shove it down and I'll shove it down, blocking the elephant, immediately attacking this pawn and trying to attack the elephant that is lonely. He will obviously try to trade it off, and after trading it off, the cannon now protects the knight and he gets to take this. I just get pawns in return. Maybe we trade it off, something like this. And it gets a bit, I mean, I think black is better here. Just cause two pawns are gone and this pawn is going to march down very quickly. Though red's pieces are more active than black's. I do have to be honest on that. Okay, so let's go back a couple more steps. This is what I thought he would play. Instead, there is p5 plus 1. p5 plus 1 is a blunder. In most games, you only push the center pawn when the opponent doesn't have a center cannon. This is because once the center cannon comes down and eats it, you now need to defend it. How do you defend it? It's by pushing a piece up, right? And when you push a piece up like this, I can take it back or I can push the pawn up here. You cannot take this. If you take this, I take the pawn. I have one pawn that crossed the river. Plus, your knight needs to run. In this situation, the engine likes this more because of this move, where the knight can attack the chariot and whatnot. But it gets very dicey here lah. There's also this possibility, but this possibility comes with this. So this is not that great. Okay. He pushed this knight up, and c2 plus 4. Okay. Usually I'll play p5 plus 1, but the problem with p5 plus 1 is when you push the cannon up like this, you're pinning the cannon and the chariot up. Out, yeah. So it gets a little awkward. Add in a chariot in the mix and you get yourself a headache. So instead of doing p5 plus 1, I instead went for the simpler... I didn't went for the simpler. I went to suppress the cannon here. Because I don't want this shenanigans. He immediately attacks both my knights. I push my knight down. I play the wall Sigma. I think it's pretty standard because you can't defend this. You can't defend it without going back down. So both my knights are safe. He plays r9 plus 1. Now r9 plus 1 gets a very dicey move. The main reason is because he can strike down on this advisor if my knight actually tries to go away or something like that. Because once you have this move called Waltzing Ma or Palace Knight, Waltzing Sing is in the heart, the core, and your Palace Hidden Knight or something like that. Palace Hidden Knight is one of the worst moves in Xiangqi, and you should only play it when you're forced to. Because any strike down on the advisors will kill you, and any checks from the knight will kill you. But in this scenario, I'm still fine because my pieces are more active than his. He doesn't have any knights trying to checkmate me here. Neither does he have a cannon or whatnot. The only piece he has is a chariot. Engine's move should be, I do agree with Engine's move. Playing this to neutralize the threat, and now the game becomes more stable for me. Like this, immediately Ray is going to try to attack the cannon or whatnot. I think the game is still playable and it's much better. Instead, I play the C2 plus 3 equals 3. This is quite nasty. C2 equals 3 attacks the elephant, but a lone cannon there is not very useful. So if he tries to pull it up like this and attack this advisor, I will be under a lot of pressure. Obviously, I can push my elephant up. Then the chariot will now have to relocate itself to try and attack this advisor, this weakened advisor, to the side. Meanwhile, I have a cannon staring down at the elephant, but the elephant can always move out or something like that. Okay. E7 plus 9 to, okay, like I said, E7 plus 9 was the move that I expected him to do. I didn't expect him to go with this fiery and this aggressive move. R1 equals 2 to attack the cannon because the cannon is actually pinned. He cannot defend it because this knight and cannon are defending it. Are defending the general. C8 plus 5 for this move. Now C8 plus 5 is a blunder. I really think it's a blunder here. The main reason is because 1, the cannon, although oppressing me, right, all I have to do is push my elephant up, E3 plus 5, and now there's no more protection from the cannon. In Xiangqi we call this 没有线, so there's no more protection anymore, and the cannon will have to try to flee. Plus, I get to stabilize my center formation. He plays R9 equals 8 because he needs to try and protect this cannon. I play the knight up because, okay, I play the knight up. This is kind of dicey from me. What Red could do is immediately try to swing it over here. Yes, I still have this move to try to protect it. But yeah, okay, this is still fine. But playing this and then trying to play for something else is very, very dicey. Very dangerous, in fact. Because of my Waltzing Ma. Yes. For now, it's okay because my pieces are they're still interconnected. But later on down the line, it's probably going to be a headache. He takes the cannon, I take it back, and now I'm pinning down the knight down. R4 plus 1 is a pretty good move because he's now trying to strike it here. But now, okay, his plan is probably going to be R8 equals 4, attacking this advisor. I will have to either move it back, but if I move it back, the cannon will take back, and then he will just take. So something like, let's say, I'm just going to move black, whatever. Like this, he takes, I try to move it back, takes, check, checkmate. This is a very violent line. Same direction cannon has those tendencies to be more violent. So R4 plus 1 is a pretty good move. I now need to dispel it by moving my advisors up and trying to connect them. H8 plus 7 was very greedy for me. I'm still attacking. I still have this spot where it defends the chariot from attacking me here. It's still not very good. It's still not very good here. It's still very dangerous. R8 plus 4 because he has this idea as well. But the knight protects this spot, so, well, it's useless. I play P5 plus 1. P5 plus 1 is a very aggressive move once more. Because now I send another troop in and I am attacking your area. I send another troop in while I defend. It's not the best because now my cannon is a bit stuck, right? That's the problem with my weakness. My weakness My only spot that is of weakness right now is my cannon. So he can attack it, and then I will have to do a trade and stuff. Okay. Instead he plays C8 plus 1. C8 plus 1 to me is a bit of a nonsensical move. Doesn't do much here. You have nothing to strike down here, and you're just trying to get rid of, you're trying to suppress my chariot. My chariot still has this move, by the way. It can immediately go out and try to attack. I play h5 plus 3. h5 plus 3 is a bit sus as well. Like I said, I'm not defending anything of my cannon here. It's still very dangerous, whereas his major pieces are all crawling up against me. The good news is I can push my advisor up to disconnect the cannon and the chariot out. He tries to attack my knight, and here I think there's a pretty nasty move, which is the move a5 plus 5. Okay, it's not that nasty, but it makes sense. If you take, I take it. So I disconnect the connection between the chariot and the cannon by using this advisor up. If you don't take, so this is the trade. It takes, and now I can immediately attack here. You have two chariots striking me down, but it's nothing too heavy yet. She goes here, I strike. Maybe you try to check here, go here. You can't do anything because once you push the chariot over here, my advisors will be interconnected. You try to press back, I immediately try to attack you back. Okay, so here, takes, he takes the elephant, which I think was a very horrible move. I think it's a bit too slow. Not much that he could do here because, I mean, he has two chariots, right? He's trying to attack it down, but my advisors are interconnected, so it's very hard to strike it down without a third piece. R2 plus 6 to immediately attack this weakened knight formation. A4 plus 5, and immediately I play H7 plus 8. H7 plus 8 is a bit cheeky. H7 plus 8 plan is trying to lure him out and take the elephant. So something like this, check here, then take back. This is very, yeah. But obviously he will try to do this. And if he tries to do this, you push the knight up. You take the knight. And from here, you just quickly gobble everything up. Even if his advisors are connected, right? I have a cannon. And a cannon is a third piece just to strike back. Just enough. You can take this as well. He tries to go back here. Take this. He has to try to go down and try to defend this. You just box him out. Chariot. Two chariots are enough with an additional pawn and whatnot. Of course, in certain circumstances, you could break through the double advisors with your double chariots, but it gets a little bit tricky because of how the formation is. The chariot cannot move because of its elephant, the elephant pin. So H7 plus 8 was a bit cheeky for me. He plays R5 equals 7. I play the cannon here because I want to strike him down here. Very naughty. He goes down, I play down. Then he pushes his knight up. And pushing the knight up is wrong. I think he has a sensing that he needs an extra piece because I can just always, if he goes, yeah, he just needs an extra piece. Otherwise, I'll just always go here, and there's nothing to be threat. Meanwhile, there's a threat here. H7 plus 6, I immediately take the knight. Then he tries to attack again. Here I thought to myself, do I have enough time? Yes, I do. He takes, and I force him to take the chariot. Force him to take with the chariot because if he doesn't take it, if he goes up here, this is also going to be forcing him to take the chariot as well. Even in a worse situation or something. Yeah, it's in a worse situation. Which is what exactly happened. I force him to take it and whatnot. Why not he takes like this? Because I also can take it like this. So two chariots against his cannon. He's cooked, basically. Here, yep. I think he was thinking that he needs a bit more moves. Just a bit more before he can start attacking. Too late, I got death earlier. That's about it. And yeah, that's about it for this game. Then a simple elbow knight to checkmate him. If he goes up here, chariot here, go back down, boom, this also checkmate. Yeah, pretty nice game. So my own thoughts as black, I don't like same direction cannon. I think same direction cannon has a lot more poison than the usual openings, but same direction cannon has a lot more weaknesses as well. So against him, I would never play. I mean, I would learn my lesson. No more same direction cannon unless I'm playing for fun. And this is tournament. How can I play for fun? You know what I mean? Okay, this is only the second game. Let's move on to the third game. I've been yapping for 30 minutes already. Okay. Red plays central cannon. Black plays central cannon. This is same direction cannon. Like I said, there's a lot of poison in these games. H3 plus 7, P3 plus 1. P3 plus 1 is a bit interesting. Usually we want to play the knight. And this is the first mistake. You do not take the center with a central cannon. This, although he cannot take this right, because obviously your knight is defending it, he just needs to push up an advisor, and your cannon will now be in cooked territory. This is something that you learned very early on as when you start to learn the same direction cannon, which is you don't take the center pawn. You only take the center pawn later on, because now you're helping him develop his pieces. Something like this. In game itself, c5 minus 2, yep. And then h2 plus 3. What black could do is just trade off his cannons. Yeah, trading off his cannons is perfectly fine. And now the threat is gone. p9 plus 1 is, I would say it's a rubbish move. Why p9 plus 1? Why not just play something like a knight up? Or a cannon to the side? Or an elephant? Or don't play edge pawns. Edge pawns are useless here. This is not shogi, this is not chess, this is Xiangqi, and edge pawns are useless unless you have gotten yourself into hellscape of Ma Pao Ju. R1 equals 2 for good development, very good. E3 plus 5 to protect, okay, sure, I think that's a fine move, trying to protect this knight. H8 plus 7, P7 plus 1, and trading off the pawns. Trading off the pawns is a bit dicey here because of the trade. He can immediately trade it off with you. So something like this, and let's say trade. Immediately black has the advantage, whereas your knight, your elephant is a bit unprotected. Okay. R2, okay, E5 plus 7, R2 plus 8. R2 plus 8 is a very dangerous move, but usually what we do is we push an advisor up, and then let's say he does nothing, you push the cannon down, and now he runs away. So R2 plus 8 is kind of a bait move, something like that. And then you try to do this, and then you go here, and you go here, and you go here. Basically, you're going to trade off the chariots out. Because if you ever let R2 plus 8 exist without kicking it out, R2 plus 8 has a devastating move very soon. E7 plus minus 5 trying to control the center file. But here, black has this move. R2 equals 8. Immediately suppressing it down. Both the knight and the chariot are pinned to the spot. The knight cannot move out because it immediately takes it. The chariot cannot move out because you take the knight here. And it's very, very dicey for red. Okay, this is just an example, but here there's actually a counter example with the cannon trying to attack it. And here red doesn't have any... Actually no, red still has this move. Black still has this move. So black is actually a very high advantage now. Don't listen to the engine doesn't know what it's saying. Okay. Well, that's missed because it plays R9 plus 1. The problem with R9 plus 1, in my opinion, always is whenever you have the advisor up, your R9 plus 1 loses half of its effectiveness. The moves that you can make was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But with this advisor up, you lose, 4 of the options to the right and whatnot. So usually I don't like playing R9 plus 1 if I have the advisor up. I like to play something like, my personal opinion, other than this suppression, which is C8 equals 9, and then chariot out. It's a much more sound attack instead of having to deal with your own blockade. Okay. P9 plus 1. I've seen this a couple times. It gets irritating because you want to free out the chariot and whatnot. And cannon over there is the weirdest move ever. Like I said, you still just have to want to do this. I think the best move is still always just to oppress this. Cannon to the side, just oppress it, man. And cannon down here to attack the knight is interesting. Doesn't really do much, does it? I still would like you to do this move, honestly. Chariot to the side, now you have yourself a pin. You push the knight up and you push the knight up and you know, let the pawn do whatever it likes. I think you are in a pretty good shape here. R9 equals 6 for this attack is a bit too hasty in my opinion. Because once the chariot comes down, the chariot can't go here. It can never go here. C1 minus 1 is... I don't know. I actually don't know why would you play C1 minus 1. Are you like thinking that it will go here? I mean, this spot is still vulnerable. Engine has been screaming at it. K5 equals 4 immediately makes yourself vulnerable. What's the plan here? I think it is, if I'm going to read his mind, cannon takes knight, chariot takes, then cannon takes, check, push it up, then chariot goes here. Nope, cannot because cannon cannibalizes it. Something like this. If he keeps it away, immediately you try to go here and try to go for an Iron Maiden attack. 铁门栓啊. That is what I think the plan was. I mean, I don't know because a4 plus 5 is immediately played out to attack the chariot. c8 plus 1 to oppress it. It's interesting. This Ray is definitely at a disadvantage here. I'm now just thinking of how do you make black win on the spot. c1 plus 1 does nothing again. I mean, it protects the knight. Yeah, cool, but black probably wants to bring the knight in and try to play the game. Okay, good job. What I said. Knight gets into the picture. Cannon check. Knight gets into the picture. Very fast attack. It is a bit dangerous because your king is out. I would have much rather you, instead of k5 equals 4, to immediately just... Okay, after oppressing it. After oppressing it, I think you can give a little check first. Yeah, you give a check first. After oppressing it. Or if let's say you don't oppress it or something like that, you just play this. Then immediately try to do this. Something like that. I think it's not bad. So you're just a tad bit too late. Because k5 equals 4 just makes your king more vulnerable. As you can see here because of the check. He checks you. And now... c5 equals 6. h4 equals 6. p9 plus 1 does nothing. And here you have this beautiful move. Knight takes elephant. Why does the knight takes elephant? When elephant takes, check. He pushes it up. You take the chariot for free. This is a very beautiful move. Chariot comes down and he is cooked. Deep fried. But you didn't see that. So you try to go for this very simple checkmate, but the cannon is still blocking you there. c1 minus 1 trying to protect this spot. Immediately you check, goes down. Check, goes up, down. You take the chariot for free, I think. Check. I think black here should be winning for sure. Check. Takes the... you didn't take it. I don't know why you didn't take it, bro. And here I think red just becomes a beast. I mean, black becomes a beast here. It doesn't matter what you have. You have too many pieces striking now already. Way too many. So I think... Yeah, the attack should be quite obvious here. But it's not obvious to you because you took like 30 more moves before you can win. So what I mean by obvious, how do I think you should attack? Firstly, I think sacking it for the cannon is not bad. Like stacking the advisor with the cannon is not bad. You take this, right? I immediately can take this. Take this and I immediately oppress you here. Try to take this, I take this, wear your advisor up. This is all just part of the variations and whatnot, but I think this is also a clean attack. Oops, sorry, my bad. Oops. Something like this. Black has two chariots looking down at you. Red has nothing, so you know that's pretty good. c1 plus 2, trying to avoid it. I think it's not bad here. Chariot. I think I will just sack it. I'll actually just sack it. I'll just sack it. R2 equals 7. Then you immediately take this. Not bad. Then you take the cannon, not bad. Then he takes it. This is the problem. Here, I would like to see something more. I don't know what's the word. Something more. Because the problem is when he checks you like this, right? He immediately takes it. Maybe you push the elephant up just for one move, just to negate this. Here, this is also another problem, which is this, because he now unleashes this move, right? But you should be fine. You should be fine. Takes, check, and then he comes up because he doesn't want to die. Here, you can take this. This is a very common spot, a very nice pattern, which is when you see two advisors here, right? And the cannon is pinning one of them, you can take the middle one for free with the chariot. This is a very vital attack. We call it 大胆穿心, throat, or we call it throat cutting attack. R9 plus 1 doesn't really do much. I think you should just do it. And now you give away the chariot. Of course you gave away the chariot. Why was I thinking anything else? Here, take the cannon. Like I said, you need to do the throat cutting attack. If you're not careful here, red can actually have a checkmate. Red really can have a checkmate here because knight and chariot are very fierce against the general. Lone general especially. C plus 8 does... I think it does little to nothing. I don't understand why you would play it. Check, go down. I mean, the pawn move is kind of useless. I think this move is kind of useless. I think this move is trying to kill yourself, bro. Go here, and let's say you play something like, for the attack, something like this, because you think this. Check, go down, check, come up, and now you have a very dangerous spot. Instead, he plays the pawn move, which I thought was useless. Cannon attacking the chariot, trying to chase it out, okay. And he gives out his chariot, he takes it, pushes it away, check. And finally this is mate. Oh my god. Here he has to move the advisor up. It's still not game over, by the way. You still have moves. Yep. What are the takeaways here? 1. Do not take the center mon immediately as same direction cannon. 2. Try to oppress this spot. When the knight and the chariot has not been out yet, you want to oppress this as much as possible. And for red, you should try to kick him out as much as possible. Because once on this file, he becomes cancer. He will consume your family very, very soon. And 3, I will prefer for black to show more activity, more aggressiveness by sacking his cannon for the advisor. Because I think sacking the cannon for the advisor right there is actually pretty good. Or attacking this advisor immediately down. See, you just take this down and the game gets so much easier to play. Because now the advisor cannot come and defend it anymore, and this king is very barricaded away from his palace. Okay, I think that should be about it for game 3, yes. Game 4, let's go. Game 4. First one, this is interesting. This is called 仙人指路 or Celestial Sorority. Celestial Sorority has a very, very interesting outlook. Instead of confining you to any opening, you're just saying, hey there brother, let's just play whatever. It is the branching move of most games, and it is one of the most interesting openings. At the higher levels, you shall see the Celestial Sorority or the Elephant opening much more often than the lower levels. At lower elos like ourselves, we will play Central Cannon, we'll play something like, Central Cannon, maybe we can play something like Pow Corner Cannon or whatnot. Those cannons are much more popular in the lower regions than the upper ones. But Celestial Sorority is a very interesting move. P7 plus 1, P7 plus 1. Both sides are playing Celestial Sorority here. H8 plus 7, H8 plus 7. Okay, looks like it's copying. H7 plus 6 is... I'll say it's a bit too fast. It's not too bad yet. C2 equals 5 immediately forces you to push the knight up. Okay, this is quite good. H2 plus 1 is not bad. And engine already says this. Now, engine says this, but you can immediately just trade it off and it's... okay, I guess. I'm not the best at Celestial Sorority games, but yeah. But there's a reason why we like to play, if possible, we like to play the same direction cannon, like Like if you push the knight up here, we want the cannon to be here. Yeah. This is the reason why. It's because of this piercing line. Okay, h2 plus 1, whatever lah. Takes. Ooh, immediately. h4 plus 5 is bad. Very bad. I think this is the first big mistake. Because what Red has done is forsaken all of his moves to trade off a piece. He does 1, 2, 3, 4, and now he lost it for a cannon. We can just count the number of moves here for both red and black. Effectively, red has made 1 and 2 moves. Black has made 1, 2, 3. So black is now ahead of 1 move. And red is now black and black is now red. His first move advantage is gone. R9 equals 8, R1 equals 2, that's pretty good. C2 plus 6 is a bit of a mistake. Why would you go there? Honestly, it feels like it's a 做博 move or does nothing. C2 plus 4 oppresses the cannon down and maybe has some interesting outlook to have a discovered check. If you want to get dicey, you play something like this for C2 plus 2. If red doesn't play well, you can immediately check and immediately take the chariot for free. This move gets a bit dicey because it's, it's if he sees it or not, right? But C2 plus 4 is the typical move for the opening. I mean, Engine likes you to play C2 plus 5 to attack the knight as well. So it's an anti-pin on the elephant. I think that's also not bad to consider. R1 equals 2, R9 equals 8. Then P5 plus 1. P1 plus 1. And here you trade off the chariots. Interesting. Okay, I think here you just trade off chariots. Trading off the chariots is perfectly fine. The main reason is because, well, one of the chariots is still pinned, while the other one you have a more active pawns. I mean, I like black's position more, just slightly more. You could technically take this, takes this. Oh shit, that's a blunder. Sorry, my bad. I think it's not bad to consider this, but trying to push it back, this Muwashi moves are not very nice. Oppressing it here allows red to play this. I mean, yeah, it does oppress it again, so it's a little bit stuck. You're not going anywhere yet. C2 minus 1 to attack the center pawn. Yep, that's definitely a possibility. P5 plus 1 is definitely a mistake. You immediately go P5 plus 1. He takes the pawn, and the pawn is kind of worthless there. Like, the edge pawns are most of the time worthless, unless you have a knight there, but you're not oppressing the knight at all. R2 plus 4 to attack the cannon and immediately pawn up. I think it's fine. He plays this, and then he plays the pawn up. I think it's a bit weak here. Here I would much rather P5 plus 1, P5 plus 1, and then try to strike it down. Something like this. Something like, maybe attacking the cannon here. Wait, no. P5 plus 1, P5 plus 1. I think it's definitely considerable to push it down here. And then it's a bit awkward. I feel like this game is just awkward in general. My ideas are also not really working out well. P9 plus 1 is, I just think that P9 plus 1 is a bit 做博. It doesn't really do much. Maybe pushing the chariot up is more active. I like it more. He tries to push it up, and then you have like this chariot to like press it down. I think it's pretty solid here. Okay, h3 plus 5 because he wants to start moving his piece out. P5 plus 1 oppressing it, and now the knight can attack the cannon. Cannon goes down by 1 square, and the cannon will now go down to attack the pawn. I think it's okay. I think all these moves are like okay. P5 equals 6. It's very slow. Okay, not slow. Very stable. There's no threat. There's no attack. C9 equals 4, and now he oppresses the elephant. If you take back, he takes this. It's a very small advantage, but it is an advantage nevertheless. Because 1 elephant means it's worthless. 2 elephants is where it's useful. C4 equals 2 does really nothing here. R2 equals 5 check. Push the advisor up. Chariot. willingly gets itself into a pin is not the ideal situation. Maybe something like p9 plus 1, if pawn takes, you go chariot here, you check, you can try to push down. Now you have a very sharp line down. Because now this is a, what's the word called? 白脸将. Yep. e7 plus 5. Okay, so this is what I would have preferred, but I'm not too sure if this is the best play. This types of games, I think almost anything you can play, honestly. e7 plus 5, p3 plus 1, p7 plus 1, a6 plus 5. I think a6 plus 5 is a bit weak. Of course you can't take this because otherwise the cannon will come here and check, right? So I'm pretty sure he's trying to do this so that he can take the pawn. This is like my gut feeling. p7 plus 1, a6 plus 5, c2 equals 7. c2 equals 7 immediately sacks the chariot. If I'm being honest right now, this move only works if you want to lie to people. This is a very cheaty move. So let's say he takes this. Now you need to move it down. And now the elephant takes, and then you can immediately attack it. Very, very sharp line. r8 plus 7 does really nothing here. It's too slow, it's too slow. Now chariot can take the pawn for free. And now the cannon here and whatnot. Cannon has a very good attack on the side. Chariot can immediately attack, defend. Yeah, check, take. And I think red just resigned. I don't know how I feel about this game. Oops. Let me just plug in the wire again. I do not know how I feel about this game. Give me a second. My eyes. Oops, it's back again. Sorry, my bad. I don't know how I feel about this game. This game has just been very even. If red didn't blunder, right, it is... If red didn't push his chariot here, his cannon here, it is likely that it is a draw. That's how do I say, peaceful the game felt to me. Okay, that's how I feel about this game. And there's like nothing you can really pinpoint other than like some minor inaccuracies and whatnot. I don't really think it's that great, you know what I mean? I don't even think that it is like worth like saying, oh, this move is definitely wrong, or oh, you missed a check. No, it's a very quiet game. And Celestial Sorority games are always, well, I mean, there's always the aggressive version you could play, which is this, and try to strike it down. But a Celestial Sorority, when you're playing something like this and you're trading off pieces, the game gets a lot more calmer, a lot more peaceful. And a draw here is really viable, I think. Of course, this is where the patience has to come in play. I think c2 plus 6 is the first inaccuracy. Then here, it just feels like trading is fine, doing stuff is fine. You can just pick up pawns left, right, and center. This is now mid-game, so even edge pawns are going to be a little bit more valuable here in the mid-game than in the openings. Yeah. I mean, you are trying to like trick him into taking this. If he takes this, then immediately can check, right? And then you can like do this. It's a little bit of those like traps here and there, but there's nothing, it feels like the Cold War. There's really nothing going on directly, but indirectly you can feel that there's something like if you don't play well, you immediately lose. Something along those lines. Then red's biggest blunder is c2 equals 7. If he didn't play c2 equals 7, he could have won. I mean, he could have been a draw. Very quiet game. I'm actually quite impressed with the quality of this game. Here, I think the checkmate is like no-brainer, no biggie. What I would have liked is something like here. Try to push it down, check. Then, you know, check. I think you can just push the pawn up or whatnot and you just like swing around with it. It's perfectly fine as well. Take the knight. Yeah, it's they're not gonna like 不要计较. Like these are all small things. A lot of the game I feel is that it's very small minor inaccuracies. that doesn't really result in anything being done just yet, if that makes sense. I feel like it's bits and little bits of pieces here and there. Okay, I think that should be about it for this game. So, one, don't trade off your pieces so easily, like this. Like here. This move is, I don't like this move. 2, ask yourself why you're doing this. C2 plus 6 really, to me, doesn't really have a value, because chariot can still go up here. There's no oppression. There's no oppression here, just yet. Then 3 is just, well, don't blunder, I guess. C2 equals 7 is the biggest blunder here. Otherwise, everything is fine. Let's move on to the next one. Oops, sorry, wrong button. Next one! C8 equals 5, E7 plus 5, P7 plus 1, E3 plus 1 is very interesting. Why would you purposely get rid of your elephants being connected with each other? Holy, that's interesting as hell. By that I mean that's really stupid and dumb. My bad, I should have been more harsh. C5 plus 4 is a very good move because, you know, the elephants are very weak, since the elephants are disconnected. So C5 plus 4 is actually not bad here. It's when the elephants are connected, it's not worth considering. But when the elephants are disconnected, I would consider this variation. It's pretty good. H8 plus 7, H2 plus 3, C5 minus 2, I think it's still solid. H8 plus 7, R9 equals 8, R1 equals 2, and R8 plus 6. Whoa, this guy, he knows elite ball knowledge. P3 plus 1 immediately is a mistake because P7 plus 1. C8 plus 1 is also a mistake because chariot attacks. Cannon goes down and now chariot takes the knight for free. This guy knows ball and I can tell. Red definitely is cooking this game. Once you take the elephant back, immediately you have... Okay, this move is a bit slower, I guess. Here I would have much rather something like knight up, chariot up, try to strike down the lines because it's very aggressive now. Of course you can attack the cannon here, but right now you have only 3 pieces at play at any present moment. Takes the cannon, knight takes, knight comes up, chariot goes back down, okay, because it's a fork. It's forking this guys. Here, yeah, you have to. Takes this, pawn takes, okay, cannon down. Alright, wait. The problem with why I say that red is cooking, red is definitely cooking. He takes the knight, right? Here, in my opinion, okay, engine likes R3 equals 2. I prefer something like here. Maybe something like this and you can just immediately squash him down. Because R3 equals 2 and you take like this, it's a fork. I mean, it's based on the outcome, right? And I really think you need another piece down. If possible, this is an option as well. I'm not going to... this is my opinion. P7 plus 1 is much better than taking the knight for free yet. The reason is because the knight will be captured eventually and unless there's a piece to pin it down or whatnot. If the knight goes down here, you have an additional piece to strike. Check like this, and immediately you can go for central cannon here and it immediately has a very strong attack. Check, let's say you go here, check, goes down here. He will not take like this. If it takes like this, right, red will be incredibly ahead. So I just feel that the decision to attack this cannon is a bit over greedy. Like you're a bit too greedy there. I would have much rather you have an extra piece there, like a pawn to try to strike it down than to trade it. H7 plus 5, H3 plus 4, R2 minus 2, H4 plus 5, R2 equals 7. This is really strong. C2 plus 7 has a very strong attack as well. Not really that strong. No, red's central cannon is too strong right now, I personally feel. I think it's very strong and it is not as great as, you know, this move. C2 equals 5, so that's double cannon checkmate. It's very strong as well. And then you have K5 equals 6. K5 equals 6, and then you have R7 minus 2, R2 plus 8. You take it, try to defend it. Here's slightly wrong. Here you push out the knight. If he tries to do this, it's fine, you're fine. You can really go down and try to strike it here. Here, the little bit of a problem is chariot can go down here, check, and now you can like have perpetual. That's possible. I don't know how perpetual is calculated here. Yeah, you have perpetual here. It's potentially possible to be perpetual. So I would much rather you push the knight up to defend this advisor. P9 plus 1 is definitely a mistake. And A4 plus 5 is a good move. I mean, here... Do I need to say anything? Yeah. Now, what's black's problem? Firstly, the reason why elephants and advisors are so powerful is because they are connected with each other. When you have them disconnected, right, what happens is that they are rendered hanging. Here, both elephants are... Here, the central elephant is hanging already. So as a result, the elephants should be ideally as connected as possible so they can cover each other's backsides. But I mean, I will roast black much higher, but red is cooking here. This is some... Oh, this guy knows elite ball knowledge, and he does cook. P3 plus 1, P7 plus 1, yeah. This is just an onslaught. Black really doesn't have many ways to defend here because of the central cannon. Yes, I guess you could say the knight can connect with each other, but P3 plus 1 is the next step in the... of the graveyard, because now P7 plus 1 immediately attacks him down. Elite ball knowledge here. Oh. This is like eating... This is elite. Yeah. Immediately when you strike it down, black doesn't have much moves. The only criticism for red, I would say, is I would have much rather you try to push your pieces down instead of taking his pieces. Because his pieces are quite immobile. Your pieces need to be more active here. Much more active. So, you take the R8 plus equals 3, C8 plus 3. Maybe something like, something like this would be good. Something like this to attack the elephant. Or something like... I don't know. You could even just consider sacking your chariot just so that you can try to strike down here. It is technically possible, though a bit more risky. That's my flavor, my type of attack. Yep. I think that's about it. Black, what else can black have done? Here black is pretty... I mean, other than undoing the move, right, and this spot usually, right, what people will do is, when you're in this spot, is play C2 equals 1. Then you try to offer up a trade. This is the normal ping-pong marmot line. Problem with that is your elephant is blocking your way, so it gets really difficult to play that. And here I also don't know what to say that you are good, buddy. Cause here, right, you have this, but now it gets a bit sticky here. Yeah, but after the P3 plus 1, I think red just oppresses you way too hard. Cause now his pawn is going to come down and he's going to strike down. And then his other pieces are still not out yet. So black, please don't play E3 plus 1. Unless you're trolling. Then by all means, go ahead. My heart will allow trolls to exist. Yeah. Okay. This is 5th round. Let's move on to the 6th round. We start out with a P3 plus 1, another Celestial Sorority player. C2 equals 5, immediately you have the knight to defend. P3 plus 1 for the counteract. C2 equals 3 to attack this line. Interesting play. Oops, sorry, my bad. H2 plus 3, a P3 plus 1. You don't play C8 equals 7. The problem is because this line is trying to attack it, right? It's penetrating that line. You want to play this. So when he takes this, right, you can immediately go down. And let's say he takes this, you take this back. He takes this, and you now take the pawn. And now you're up. You're up in pieces. You're up in action as well. Let's count the number of moves that red has done. 1. Let's count the number of moves that black has done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a very huge advantage for black. So here, instead of cannon, because cannon will get skewered. You see here? You try to trade it off, right? He still has this eye looking at you. Here is... I will play H8 plus 9, yeah. That's my little problem, because the trade isn't that great. And after all the trading, let's see who is advantage. This pawn is still very strong and very potent. So I would much rather... you can't get rid of pawn just yet. So h8 plus knight does try to get rid of pawn, but is this elephant that is going to be hooked? p3 equals 4, okay, that's a bit weak. Chariot up, okay, that's strong. Chariot up, that's okay. Chariot up, that's to the side. a4 plus 5, this is not bad. p4 equals 3. p4 equals 3 is slimy. Very slimy. If knight takes, this is checkmate. Okay, so knight cannot take that. Your knight cannot take that, and it's such a slimy move. By utilizing this advisors, right, the elephant now is locked out of its spots, and this is Men Gong Pao. Very, very slimy move. So here, right, I would much rather, I think a4 plus 5 isn't that great. I get that you want to defend this spot, right? Maybe this would be better. Yeah, this would be better slightly, because now the cannon doesn't look at down like elephant. p4 equals 3 is a slimy move. Obviously, you have the chariot to block it. p3 equals 4. And then you have your cannon down. I don't know how I feel about trading more pieces. I'm not an advocate of trading. If possible, I don't want you to trade pieces, because trading means that you have lesser room for attack. And in Xiangqi, draws are very possible because of that lack of freedom. There is something spicy to be considered here, but when the cannon takes, chariot goes up, chariot takes the elephant, advisor moves up. I don't know why the advisor moves up. There's nothing to defend there. Chariot goes down, pawn takes, chariot goes back, knight goes up, trade the pieces again. Dude, just stop. Xiangqi isn't about a game of trading. Unless you're really good at your end games, please don't trade. Please don't trade. Attacking the knight here is good. I think he has this coverage down. r1 plus 2 attacking. I mean, this is here, right, here's a quick tip. When you're in this type of situation, when two pieces are attacking and one of the pieces is pinned down, what you do is you send your chariot here. I mean, you send the big piece first, and then if he takes, you're up a piece. If he takes back, you take the elephant, and now you have to go back down. This is also an advantage for you. So either way, chariot taking is always going to be better here. This is a very common pattern that you shall see. Not this specifically, but when you have two pieces trying to attack one pinned piece. Yes. You always take with the chariot first, at most circumstances. r1 equals 6, he takes like this. Now what happens here is that your knight is being pinned, so it's not really nice. h9 plus 7, and then you try to throw up. Here is a slight slimy attack. He tries to defend it. p5 plus 1, and now this is where the pawn starts to come in play. The reason why I hate trading is because now your pawns are in action and it gets into a very positional play. You take this, you're trading your pieces even more. p5 plus 1 is a pretty good move, trying to suppress down the knight. I like it. r2 equals 3, p5 plus 1, attacking the knight. The knight goes down, you can immediately trade it back. Here you do this, now it becomes a rook chariot game, a rook pawn game, which is very, very difficult. Even I struggle with endgames like this. Black has the advantage here. If black doesn't throw this game, black may win because of the soul elephant. You just have to trade off all your pieces. a5 minus 6 is a very aggressive move, trying to oppress the center. But black should go down here and try to oppress his pawns. Here, striking here is a bit too overzealous. Because what is he going to do? Push the pawn up? No, he's never going to move that. You should go here to control his pawns first. The elephant going up for another trade. He takes the pawn down. Yeah, he takes the pawn. I think it's fine. I would much rather this move to like control it. But r7 equals 5, r9 equals 3, gives up the pawn again. I don't know why. In endgames, pawns are king. Please do not give up your pawns for free. Most people don't get into endgames anyway, so I never had to advise them, but this is one of those circumstances where you don't want to give up your pawns. 3 pawns and a rook against a lone king plus 2 advisors, you're fucked. e7 plus 5, r3 equals 6, b9 plus 1, a6 plus 5. And this is just going to be a slow march down. Even with the rook there, it doesn't matter. Just slowly march your pawn down. It doesn't matter. Just march it down. March. Okay, maybe don't give it up just yet. Here, right, you just have to push your pawn down. You're not in any threat. So something like this. Goes here. What? I go down like this. What are you gonna do? Stop this. Then I just take. Unless there's a need to, I mean it's perfectly fine. Take, check. I think it's still fine. You can just march your pawn down. Or you can push your king back and then you just march your pawn down. It's perfectly fine. I'm fine. You're fine. Like what is he gonna do, huh? He's trying to go back here. Obviously not. See? Now you're just even the computer doesn't even know what the hell to do. Something like this. Maybe you can oppress like this. Then you just march your pawn down. Then you just take this and take this. And then you immediately go to, and then you go try to go here. It's still the same thing. Go to the side. And now you just win. You just wait. But endgames are always going to be very tedious in Xiangqi. So let's not talk about that. That's not fun. That's why I say don't trade unless your endgame is good. Don't trade unless your endgame is good. If you trade, it's also possible that you can blunder a draw. Or he gives out the advisor for free. That's bad. Immediately just charge down. Doesn't matter. Oh, here, black. Talk to me, black. Here, what you should have done is push the pawn down. Oh, sorry, pawn to the side. Sorry. I didn't see the chariot here. If he takes, you take it back. And now it's very easy for you to checkmate. I'm sure you can do this. So instead of the chariot here now means that you have to use your pawn to checkmate him. Here. Yeah, don't move your king out. It's fine. What you just have to do is you wait. It's a waiting game. Oh, never mind. It's actually because of your chariot move. Yeah, like I said. You have a perfect discover check. This one is very sharp and very aggressive. But yeah, you just slowly march it down. Black can never lose here. I mean, black can never lose here if he's playing right lah, because his chariot can just like take note of the pawn, and if he trades it off, black and black will go into a draw. Okay, what are the mistakes here? 1, don't trade unless your endgame is good. So that's why I don't like this spread. 2, what else is there? 2, when you have in this pinned position, a piece that is pinned like this. Where is it? Where? Here, you always want to take with the chariot instead of the knight. Otherwise, you just get another piece gets pinned. Okay, that's second one. Third, do not give up your pawns in endgames. Endgames, pawns are king. Pawns are really, really powerful. Trust me when I say that. Okay, let's move on. Oh, this seems like a fast game. Let's see what's happened. Central cannon. Oh my goodness. What do we have here? Opposite direction cannon. That's my opening. That's really, really happy. Okay, I need to fan myself. It's really hot. Oh, I bought it in China as well. Okay, I'm just going to click C2 equals pi H2 plus 3, H2 plus 3, P3 plus 1, R1 equals 2, and it gets a bit awkward here. See lah. When you do opposite direction cannon, you need to be very mindful of the direction itself. Here, I think it's a bit too fast. Usually you can try to do this. If he does this, he goes down here. There is this trap. This trap is really, really bad. So you can go up here. That's one of my famous favorite lines. Let's say he tries to do something like this. If he goes here, he has to go back. But if he goes here, this is a trap because cannon strikes down here and he has to take the pawn. This is just his line itself. I learned it the hard way. Then he takes the knight for free. Then the other knight is also going to be kind of in trouble. Or you can even just do that. Okay, yeah. So where was I? So be very mindful of the direction. Here I don't... Okay, it works. R2 plus A immediately gets met with R1 equals 2. Immediately gets with trade. That didn't happen, of course. But like I said, when you go to this file, your main job is get rid of him. Yes, get rid of him like he is then... I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say it. That's too rude. But get rid of him. If you don't get rid of him, he becomes a pest here. He can even evolve into another pest. Let's say you try to do this. You can evolve into another pest itself. Let's say now you try to do this. Strike down. The chariot can't do anything. You take. it gets very, very, very hard for red to play here. Okay, R1 equals to R2 plus A, R1 equals to, like I said, you need to trade it off, Had to go. C8 plus 7, and here red could do this move. He could do the exact same thing, but this time there's nothing to trade off, so I guess it's even. Though both sides are like, well, I mean, they're like the same. Okay, yeah, black has advantage. Black has Senso initiative. C7 plus 4, A4 plus 5. Well, I mean, I guess we don't do this then. I mean, I don't know. C7 plus 3. Okay, a lone cannon here, like I said, will be very... I said it in the Discord server, but this guy is not that great because you have no friends. Lonely as shit. But usually you want to defend it. H3 plus 4. Okay, it's kind of dicey. You give up your center pawn. Take H4 plus 5. Very dicey because that's a free guy and the pin doesn't really count. General comes out because you want the cannon to take this, right? Chariot comes up. I mean, it's fine, I guess. So what if the cannon takes? You just immediately go here and strike here, and you have a very violent attack. Here, if he tries to go down, you can attack like this, and then you can go here. Yeah. Even red can even do this. Oops, sorry, my bad. Need to do this first. Then red can even do this, sacking the pieces, and then just try to attack like this. Okay. C7 plus 3. Elephant up. I guess we don't defend the cannon because we are trying to attack the cannon. Okay, whatever. I think it's still fine. This spot is very weak though. Like this spot is where black's resources should be at. And C7 equals 1 was my idea that I said, but you didn't see the pawn. You need to go here. This is the spot. This is not the spot. I guess great minds do think alike, but we're not on the same wavelength, it would seem. P9 plus 1 takes it back. P7 plus 1. Here red is just red's game right now. Knight goes up, knight will come down, will check, and then immediately goes for a very sharp attack. Chariot will also be charging in. H7 plus 5. I mean, you can trade if you like. I mean, I won't. I mean, trading is fine. You can trade if you like, yeah. But like, I'm an anti-trader, okay? I just think that if possible, we do not trade in this game. C5 plus 2, take. There is going to be elbow knight if he doesn't do anything, especially this spot. This spot is very dangerous. Goes up here and pawn here is a bit too... What's the word? Here you just charge in. Charging here, what? No? If it goes here, I push here and then your knight is pinned. You try to protect it. You can even just go here, right? What is he gonna do? If he goes here, this is definitely going to be made. Oh wait, sorry, my bad. I miscounted. Sorry. Here is just a very simple elbow knight. And then here is a very simple elbow knight. So that's why he has to defend this spot. And then try to attack the cannon as well, but the cannon doesn't really matter. The main point is that he's trying to attack this guy. H3 plus 5. R2 equals 6. This is elbow knight checkmate. See, he even went to the fancy route to attack the chariot as well. Okay, what is there to learn? 1. If chariot is here, you trade it off. Do not, because otherwise your left hand will be paralyzed. This is just paralyzed. Second one, when you have the cannon, the lone cannon is kind of useless. And the third one is, yes, even though the cannon is a headhunter cannon, it's kind of useless because he has nobody. The third one is, if you have this position, don't go here, you go here. Okay, this is a good idea. Good job, man. You found it. Just that you know, I'm trying not to shout anymore. So, New Year's resolution. Finally, the last game. Let's talk about it. C2 equals 5. Central cannon. Knight goes up. Pawn up. This is aggressive. C2 plus 4, and the pawn both goes up. Don't try to capture the pawns. The pawns are worthless. I guess never mind. I guess you could do that because the elephant now has to protect it. Here you just play normally and you are just basically up. Here, wow. Red is enjoying lots of benefits. If he trades it off, he gets a headhunter cannon. See, something like, let's say I just play the worthless move. A headhunter cannon is just very strong here. Yes, I say that it's a lone cannon and whatnot, right? But it's not really that lonely because I just have to move my pieces around, you know what I mean? But a cannon that is on the side that is lonely is a bit sadder because it's harder to move around. C8 plus 4, H2 plus 3, C2 equals 7 because we take pawns now, I guess. R1 equals 2, R1 equals 2, attacking the cannons. H8 plus 7, protecting it. C8 equals 7, and that's a blunder. Don't obsess over pawns. Pawns are really cosmetic until the mid to end game. I'm serious. The only time that you really want to talk about pawns, right, is that pawns are just not worth that much. You just want your major pieces out, black. You just want your major pieces out, you just want it all out, or you want to defend it as well. Your pawns are obstacles, even. Okay, so now you just gave up your cannon for free and it gets really nasty. Your pawns won't even do much. Look, they just die. Chariot goes down. I think this is a pretty good move. Red, consider this move, please. R2 plus 7 is almost there. The problem with knight here, the problem is the chariot now doesn't have any attack because the cannon defends it, or an elephant up also defends it. I guess pawn up and then you just push it away or something like that. It also works. R2 minus 4, the pawn is back up. And you go back up, but I don't know why. Here, then you take the pawn back, I guess. Good job, you took the pawn back. I really don't care about pawns, bro. Cannon, not elephant. Chariot out. This is a very violent attack. You should try to do this so that if he tries to do it, see? You can immediately take it back. So you should be, this is worth considering. So you should attack with your knight. This is one of the weaknesses of the chariot going down so fast. Is when the knight can go up and attack it back. And because you have a central cannon, sorry, when do you even have the middle? Oh, I guess you did have. Since you have a headhunter cannon, you can attack it. Actually, what? I mean, I sped through it, but no. When you're in this situation, push your advisor up. You never give red the what's the word? You never give red a headhunter cannon for free. Even though you get it for a pawn. Like I said, pawns only work in the end game. Only in these types of games where pawns are worth as king. In the mid to early game, pawns are cosmetic. I would say they are cosmetic. Okay. So do not take it with that. You're greeting it. So yeah, what you should have done was this. Strike it back here. Well, I mean, you're cooked lah. Whatever you're cooked here. If you're going to lose one of your knights, then you push your cannon away, then he checks, and then you just do windmill attack. You're cooked lah. Here, red should have just went. I mean, black should have just took this. But it's not too bad. I think it's not too bad here. No, it's too bad. It's actually horrible here. Red, let me see. How am I going to support you here? If I was the one playing, push the knight up, yeah. Push the knight up. Black needs to notice this. I mean, it's greedy. You go here. This is a very good attack. Then you can continue windmilling you and whatnot. When he takes it, then you lose all your pieces. Come on. I don't think there's much to talk about. Okay. 1. Pawns, please guys. Pawns are not king. This isn't chess. This isn't the chess game where you go, actually, I have 1 pawn up. I'm gonna trade everything and then win you in the endgame. No, Xiangqi's endgame is hell. Look, I even bought a book. Let's see, what does it say? Yes, it's hell. Guess what? Ooh, do you know that if your pawn is higher and then you must win against double elephant, but your pawn is low? Guess what? Both elephant you draw. That's how hell it is. You need to memorize all this shit. And it's so many damn pages. Okay, to be fair, they did increase the sizing and whatnot. But it's so bloated. It's what, 170 pages. That's why I say don't focus on endgame unless you are trader man. If you're trader man, then yeah. I mean, there's one guy in the tournament that I know that likes to trade everything, and yeah, whatever lah. It is what it is. But he knows endgames. He knows how to play endgames, so it's okay. If you don't know how to play endgames, please lah, don't try to do it. Okay, don't act like this. Okay, Ken? Please. So the only pawns that you should even consider protecting is your center pawn. The side pawns, depending on how they are played out. Okay, for example, like this. I'm not saying, oh, we should give up my pawn because that's what XK said. No, for this type of pawns, this is very important because it controls the knight. That's why you want to not give it up for free. That's why you have your elephant up, your pawn to protect, and whatnot. But obsessing and trying to kill the pawns when they haven't posed a threat is bad because they are worthless. They are not in tempo. This is a very wasted tempo play. Then trying to go and strike down here is also even worse. Also, consider just consider your chariot going down here, please. Please, guys, please. Yeah. Yeah, consider doing that. I'm tired. Are you guys tired? It's 1 hour 30 minutes. I'm tired. Okay? But yes. Thank you very much for watching this video. This is 8 games of Xiangqi. I'm tired of this. My eyes kinda hurt. There were some games that were cooked. Even my game wasn't that cooked. Mostly because I played something bad, something naughty. I blame my opponent for this. I mean, sorry, what? Yeah. But next week, I hopefully can do week 2. And like I said, the book, right? I will go through them. I will read Chinese. Yes. I am not a fraud of Chinese, apparently. Apparently. Okay. Any questions? Please feel free to leave them in the comments. But there's a lot of things you can take away here. And hopefully you did take away some of it during the games itself. Let me just see right off the top of the head. Firstly, defend your center pawn. I think this is the most one. Secondly, consider oppressing your knight and the spot. Thirdly, if you it's going to be a bit hard to say. Secondly, you always have a plan for your pieces, right? You don't want to move your cannon willy-nilly and whatnot. Thirdly, don't trade. If you want to trade, you better make sure you have a plan in the endgame. You better make sure you know how to deal with the endgame. Otherwise, you're going to have draws. Unless that's your plan. If you want to have draws, go ahead. I'm not an artist myself, but you can draw, I think. The third one, yes. Fourth one would be pawns. Don't chase after pawns without any action. Xiangqi is a game of tempo. With more tempo, with more chances that you can win. Without it, what's the point of 10 pawns? Without tempo, like, come on. What's the point? Then lastly but not least, I can't think. It's been an hour. Shit. I can't think at all. Most of the times, no, actually I think this for, I think you should only trade only when you are earning something. And most often than not, in terms of if you don't want to reach the end game, it's because of tempo. You trade because there's tempo to be gained. You trade because you are up one more step. You can keep on going forward. You do not trade when you're down on tempo, when you're giving away tempo for free. Because that means that it is more likely than not they will go into an end game-ish, mid-game, end game hell. Okay, I think that should be about it. Yes, comment down any questions you have about each of the games. Week 2's games are not done yet, but let's be sure. I think it will be equally as long as this. It's been an hour and 30 minutes of me yapping. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you learned something new. Please like and subscribe. Share it with a friend if you know some of them playing in this competition or whatnot. If not,